nigga owe you something, ain't no chit-chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your dish splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX.
J-Way.
I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless.
I'm gone.
Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck.
Give me
Into
that.
the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Good morning. Welcome to Corner to Copa. We're here with a post-game recap of the game that happened last night. I stayed up for the entire game, unfortunately. The Tigers squander a 5-0 lead and lose in extras. We got off to a good start. Matt Vierling had a home run. Trey Sweeney had a home run. Cole Keith had who's been struggling as of late, had a couple hits, had an RBI. Dylan Dingler was able to get a run in on a fielder's choice. There was a runner on third base, and Dingler got him in. But ultimately, Montero was good early on in the game, but we basically evaded a lot of trouble. I know Brisky was in trouble. We had a couple guys, Vest and Foley, of course. Well, Vest was great. Shelby Miller was pretty good. We walked a ton of guys. That was one of the big things, is that we walked a ton of guys, and we just kind of evaded some tough situations. But ultimately, Arias hurt us. Bogarts walked 3 times. The rookie, what's his name? Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill's 3-run home run is what really was the turning point in the game. It was 5-0. We walked a few guys. Merrill hits the home run. The momentum swings. They ultimately end up tying the game, and obviously there was a runner on second base to start the extra innings. The Tigers were not able to do it. We're not able to convert. Torkelson went 0 for 3. He did walk twice, but he also had 2 strikeouts. But Torkelson was one of the people who struck out in extra innings with the runner on second base. We just weren't able to get the job done. McKinstry pinch hit and wasn't able to get a hit. Ibanez had a couple at-bats, one against a lefty, one against a righty, and he wasn't able to get a hit. And Malloy was not able to get a hit either. So we just didn't have any timely hitting in the ball game. And yeah, their bullpen was lights out. We jumped all over Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish gave up, I think, all 5 of the runs. No, he gave up 3 runs. Matsui gave up the home run to Sweeney, which was, he's a left-handed pitcher. He had a slider that caught too much of the plate. It really wasn't a whole lot of the plate. He kind of just turned on it, but yeah, and that was good to see, because Sweeney has been struggling. He's now hitting 200 exactly, but yeah, the timely, we just didn't get timely hitting. We jumped all over Yu Darvish. We got 2 more runs on Matsui, and they just shut the door. They got some relievers that throw gas. They had a ton of relievers. That's crazy. Yeah, a ton of pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitchers. What? Yeah. Yu Darvish only went 2 2/3. So yeah, but their bullpen is good. They got lefties that throw 100 miles an hour. They got righties that throw 100 miles an hour. They talked about the bullpen. We didn't see too much of it in the first game because we didn't manage any runs. But yeah, that bullpen locked down after Matsui, and yeah, ultimately the pitching just wasn't. We just had. The lack of timely hitting on our behalf, and the amount of walks that we gave up to the Padres, you just can't do it. They're a pretty tough team. They're healthy at this point. They got Arias, they got Tatis back. Jackson Merrill is the future of the league. Yeah, and they play good defense too. They had Veerling had I want to say Dingler hit a couple balls hard yesterday, but I know Veerling had one up the middle that they were able to force out Green at second base. They weren't able to double up Veerling, but yeah, that was a disheartening loss. I mean, especially the fact that I stayed up till 1 a.m. and I was able to enjoy the beginning of the game because we went up 5-0 and we hit a couple home runs from guys that you may not necessarily, maybe Veerling, but not necessarily Sweeney. So yeah, it was a good start to the game, but Montero got into some trouble. Coach is all over AJ Hinch because he definitely kept Montero out there a little too long. After he gave up that 3-run home run, it was probably time to take him out of the game. And then ultimately he kept him. They wanted him to get to that through that fifth inning, and he just couldn't get to the fifth inning. He ended up giving that fifth run. And when we got to the ninth inning, Will Vest would have shut the door. I mean, because he got us out of the ninth inning, and it was obviously 5-5. But they could have avoided that had he not pulled the trigger sooner on Montero. But so yeah, rough outing for him. It was a good start to it, but that second and third time around of the order, he just was not able to. He just wasn't able to fool him the way we did the first time. So tough loss. I believe we're 5.5 games back in first place. Or maybe I think 5 games out of the wild card. We actually gained the game yesterday when we didn't play, and we were primed for an opportunity because I want to say that the Twins lost, or we had they lost. Somebody lost, and we gained the game, so we ended up losing it with a loss. So it is a must-win game today, and the A's are one of the hotter teams in baseball right now. So not a team that you necessarily want to see, but we're gonna have to see them. And so yeah, we got some important games coming up. So hopefully we can at least salvage the series and win a game, because the chances of us getting in are getting dimmer and dimmer at this point. But I'm not going to hold you guys. It's your boy Foster Child. Please subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers and Corner to Coco on all audio aggregators. I'm out.